is the Motovation Podcast, hosted by Laurie Joy Kingwell and Krissy Vann. That's me. And we're taking you on a little off-roading.
And every single week, we're going to be joined by our dope friend, Richelle from True Grit Moto.
Woo! Hey, I floss.
And every week, we are going to ask each other stupid questions, and we're going to answer them. And why, you may ask? Because we can. All right, this is your Motovation
Off-road edition.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Morning.
Y'all.
Good morning, y'all.
Yeah. I've poured myself 2 coffees today, but I had 2 cups of coffee. I slept so badly. I poured myself 2 separate cups of coffee, not realizing I already had a coffee. Very confusing.
Oh, good Lord.
You know what? I didn't just learn it, but I was reminded of it. And I was like, yeah, coffee doesn't actually energize you. It just blocks receptors that tell you that you're tired.
And I need
Essentially, it tricks your brain into thinking that you're not tired. It's not that it gives you energy. It just lies to you.
Perfect.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I start my day as a liar.
Seeing is believing. Believing is seeing.
Yeah.
Wise words of Tim Allen,
Yeah.
Santa Claus.
So why does it always make you poop? That's what I want to know.
They didn't add that in there. I don't know.
Oh, no. Okay.
Maybe. This is my extremely unscientific thought on it. It's guaranteed wrong, but worth saying out loud. You know how if you go in the pool and there's like a temperature change, you go outside and all of a sudden you have to pee or poop, or sometimes, if there's a temperature extreme change, maybe it's the temperature change internally.
But you don't get soup poops.
Yeah.
Pool?
Krissy.
I should hope not. Yeah, I hope not.
Imagine having the flu and someone's like, here's your chicken noodle, and then you just shit yourself constantly.
Wait, are you saying that coffee gives you the soup poops?
No, I'm saying on the theory of a warm liquid entering your body, making you poop. It doesn't do that with soup.
Or tea.
If you eat soup, you're saying it's a temperature change.
Got it. Yep. Yeah, like I said, not scientific.
I just myth busted that shit.
You did.
That is my 8 a.m. brain being like, what's the theory? That was it. That's as good as I got.
And coffee doesn't always make you poop because
Krissy had said to wear a helmet and to wear our helmets. And I don't have an open-faced helmet, but I do have a bike helmet.
Fuck.
And
my microphone situation meant that she couldn't hear me, so that's why I'm wearing it on my head.
Well, you were wearing it on your head. You're wearing it on the tippy top of your head.
Yeah, safety.
You look like the little kids that put their helmet on because their parents are put your helmet on, but in no way is it protecting them.
Just kidding.
It's sitting so high on their head, barely there because it's not comfortable. And
I see adults in the city do that. They have their helmets on their bicycles, but they're...
Is that a golf club?
It's a croc.
Glove?
That's all I got.
What is it?
It's a croc.
Oh, it's a croc.
It's amazing. Yes,
We're doing it.
it's perfect. I also appreciate it. Did you know going into this that would balance on your head, or is that pure luck right there?
That was pure luck.
She didn't even know she had to have anything on her head leading up to this, let alone if a croc was going to balance on her head.
I come prepared for everything. I really do.
Richelle tried on things around the house to balance before.
Well, as per usual, this is off to an excellent start. Okay.
Holiday edition 2023.
Oh, shit.
Off-road.
I love it.
This is our third holiday. I think it is.
This is our third holiday?
Yeah, third in 2 years.
Jingle, jangle.
Jingle.
I love it.
Jangle. Richelle, how about you kick it off on this holiday season?
Oh, I love it. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to do that original question that I threw in there because I think as soon as Krissy said, it kicks a memory, then we got to do it now.
Sure.
Okay, so what's the best Christmas work party you've ever been to? And if you haven't been to one, how would you treat your people? What would you do for that Christmas party?
Oh, it's a great one. I didn't see this question. This is a great question. I didn't.
Richelle sent it in the chat. And at first I was like, thinking, because especially in the era of after the recession, I feel like so many companies nixed the big holiday parties. So my brain was like, I don't remember any. And then it did. And then I remembered what happened at that holiday party. And I was like, memory unlocked. That was bullshit. So when I was working in a TV company at the time, and it was kind of my first foray into a professional job. So it was my first experience going to a Christmas work party like you see in the movies. It was at this like ridiculously beautiful like hotel ballroom, no expense spared, like 6-course meal. I mean, no wonder they just cut everyone's jobs over the years after that, you know? But I was dressed in like sequin dress, Gab was dressed to the nines, wonderful time. And then through the night, they were doing these prizes, and the prizes were so good. Like brand new TV, like vacations. Yeah, extravagant. And then my name got called. Now, before I tell you what I won, I should tell you that within that year, like that last quarter, we got a new CEO. And he used to send these emails every Friday called Ron Up Close. And he would try to be personable with the staff. So it would be like this cheesy little email, which, you know what, like kudos to him, because it was kind of in that early era of trying not to feel corporate-y in a corporate situation.
It feels like Michael from The Office.
Yeah.
He's when you're describing it, I'm like, he's Michael from the,
So it like became this running joke in the building, because either some people were like, ugh, Ron Up Close, or others were kind of like, so cute. So after everybody won vacations, TVs, like, holy shit, my name's called. And I won a fucking t-shirt with the CEO's face on it that said Ron Up Close. And they like before they called it, they were like, oh, this is going to be like special limited edition. Like only one of these exists out there, like this air of mystery. And like, there wasn't even a consolation. Like, this is a shit prize, but actually like I just won the fucking shirt.
Do you have it?
I was like, tell me you have it.
I don't, you know what's in hindsight, I wish I did. I wish I did, but yeah. So you unlocked that memory. I was like,
I'd be wearing that bullshit. First day back at work after the holidays. I'd be like, jealous. I know.
I wore it. I did wear it to work. Definitely.
Did you?
Because everyone was kind of like, haha, but also inside they were like, yeah, that sucks for you.
I guess when everyone's walking out with like TVs and shit. The comparison, the contrast is a tough one for sure.
I love that so much. I want to see it.
I know.
Maybe someone out there has found it at a thrift store.
Right? I would have donated it for sure.
Yeah, somewhere.
Now they know the origin story.
I want to do that for my people. I want to be like, Richelle, in your space, in your face or something, you know? Like
your space, in your face.
Like with you in the morning by the pooper or something cool. I think I should do that.
I think you should.
Go to the loo with Richelle. Let's do it. We need a t-shirt with all three of our faces in it.
We definitely do.
Right? I think
it needs to be in every home.
Absolutely. And like when people win the lottery, instead of giving them their millions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a shirt with our
It's
face.
just a shirt. Limited edition. Just kidding. There's many out there.
So that's me.
Oh shit.
What would you do? What was your Christmas party that you would like if you were throwing one for your staff? What would it be?
I mean, we already tested the concept last year. Clearly Disco Christmas. That was a smashing success. It was like the impressive nature that nobody wore the same era of 70s.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah. So
I feel like my partner showed up as a 20s girl. I'm pretty sure Megan showed up in flapper outfit.
She was in she was maybe 60s.
60s. Okay. I was thinking,
there's always somebody like my mom still dresses like she's in the 80s. So there's some people that just don't move on.
There's good eras, There's good eras.
Yeah, they hold on.
Well, I can't wait to hit that poll again.
Right? Can't wait for my hat to hit Chelsea's tit on the pole again.
Lightning speed. Wear a helmet next time.
Yeah, there you go. I'll burn my bike helmet. So mine would be the one that like pops out of my head that was just like plain old, just the greatest time when I worked at the Montessori school on the island. We were really good buddies, like the staff. We were good friends that actually hung out sometimes outside of work. Well, oftentimes. And they were down to clown, and I was, shocker, the one that was like, how about we do this? Like, what if we just did this? And so when they got, because that was not their nature.
I have a question first.
Yeah.
Was this an era of Laurie that like Gloria Rhonda was out more?
No.
Okay, they were.
So this was the era where I was like a non-drinker for 8 years.
Gotcha.
Because Gloria and not Gloria, Rhonda. Gloria
for those
didn't even
listening,
exist. It was
Rhonda
only Laurie
is
and
drunken
Rhonda.
alter ego.
Yeah, Rhonda's the like all bets are off. Like the booze is in her, and like you're going to the moon and back with me, likely. And so this was the days when I wasn't drinking, but if you like, you just even hear me here, I'm sober most of the time, and I'm a moron, and I'm up for anything sober, really. And so actually people thought I drank there that didn't know me well. They were like, the other night when you were a little drunk, and I was like, I don't drink. And they're like, that's impossible, you did. I'm like, that was sober. Me on the bar, sober. So just that, we started this huge dance party. And after our little like elegant supper in the bar next door, and I just remember us dancing our asses off, and my boss, and I was sweating like I had a bad idea. I had this like silk kind of romper on, and I was sweating so much that it was
that's a bad combo.
Stains, and it was like a light pink rose color and huge stains on it. And my boss was so drunk. We had those like tissue crowns, and it kept like falling in her face. And she kept being like, oh, because another trip as a joke, we switched outfits midnight to see who like would notice that we switched outfits. She kept being like, let's go switch outfits. And I was like, Amy, look at me, girl, look at me. You do not want to put this on your body. It is a cesspool. And she was like, it's fine. It's fine. And this crown was hanging in her face. And that to me was just like living our best lives. Was like,
did she put it on?
Yeah. No, I refused. I was like, that I can't do that sober to anybody. I can't make no, sorry, Bob. Plus, I was so sweaty, I wasn't getting out of clothing and then getting in clothing. It would have been like a Ross moment in the leather pants.
And then get back into your old sweaty clothing.
Oh yeah, like all of it. I was just like, let's just stick to what we know so far. But yeah, I just remember us getting so rowdy that night and like just absolutely partying our asses off. And there was this older guy there, and he would have been in his like late 70s, and he was just on his own, but he looked like a normal enough dude. And he was partying so hard and danced his ass off the entire night. He was probably for sure on some drugs, come to think about it. But it made everybody else that much more amped up, because you were like, if you can do it, we can do it, you know? It was a great night. It was a great Christmas party. And if I was throwing a Christmas party for staff, I feel like the night would start at Value Village, and everyone would get a certain amount of money, and they would have to buy an outfit with that money and wear that outfit to the next like destination. And it would be something like super random, like to go party and dance, but it would be somewhere where it was off the beaten path, and you had to, and then you'd be in your outfits, and I'd rent a party
like a
bus,
Legion or something.
Like a Legion or something. Yes. And during like a meeting night, and they had to party with us. So yes, it has to be like very rando. It immediately gets everybody outside of their head in the box that they think they need to live in out the work life. And it would be, yes, all the things, just to be like, how about you just turn into a different human for the night? Merry Christmas.
I want to go to that party. I want to go to both parties. God damn.
Plan it next year.
Definitely.
All right, Richelle.
I've been to my fair share of Christmas parties. I think
you have.
Yeah, I've had so many jobs. I worked for Jim Pattison for a minute. Okay, I got two stories. Yeah, so I worked for Jim Pattison for a hot second selling cars. And I remember we went to, I think it was the Westin down by Waterfront in Vancouver. And this is before I lived in Vancouver, like way before. and everybody, it was like you could invite friends. It was so random. I don't know why or how this came about, but you could invite as many friends as you wanted. They just had to pay.
What?
They had to pay $50. Like everybody, okay, so it was a Jim Pattison Christmas party, but you had to buy your ticket. It was $50, but it was mandatory. You had to go. So they would remove the $50 from your check, like one of your checks. You could choose whichever check you wanted the $50 removed from, and then you would receive your ticket in the next check envelope from head office. So I invited my 3 best friends at the time, Amanda and oh my God, her name's escaping me.
You
right
guys
now.
were
Amber.
super close. Yeah.
We were so close. We were
super
so close.
Yeah.
Amanda and Amber. And Amber at the time had like a bit of a sugar daddy. So this was funny. So we get to the West End and she's like, you guys, I'm just going to be a second. Such and such is dropping me off some Nike pumps. And I was like, oh, nice. Getting some Nike pumps. Okay. So she gets this sugar daddy and he drops off these brand new Nike shoes. So she's in a fancy dress and she's walking around and she's got her Nikes. And we get in and the room is full of people. Like, I want to say like over 1,000 people are in this building. And Jim Pattison was there and he made a speech about how thankful he was. You know, everybody was there. And
what a narcissist. He just all strangers. And he's just like, thank you all for paying to come
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you for
making me a richer
wealthy.
motherfucker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What a businessman through and through.
So yeah, so he gets out, he makes this speech. Like all in all, the night probably lasted maybe an hour and a half. And yeah, it was nuts. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna pass the microphone over to it was some lady that did like financing, like the CFO or something. And so she gets on the mic and she goes, okay, everybody sit down, like we're about to serve up dinner. You guys checked off on the box like what you wanted for your dinner. And we were like, oh, okay, like jackets aren't even like off. Like a lot of people were still like trying to like get to their seats and
what?
And then suddenly out of the corner, there's like, I don't know how many people in like these outfits, caterers with like the trolley and the silver tin. And on each trolley, there was like stacks of tins, right? Which is your dinner. And so we sit down and everybody's like, okay. And I'm like, okay, Amber, we got to put your Nikes under the table and we're get ourselves sorted. And then the champagne comes out, but it's non-alcoholic. And
what?
And then everybody and they're like, okay, like everybody open your dish. And we opened the dish and it was literally like they had mushed together like if like mine was like a chicken, I think it was like chicken, salmon, or like roast beef. And it was
thought
like
there was
chicken...
going to be a prize under your tin.
Oh my God, I know, you'd think. But it was as if they had put it in like a Tupperware square container, and it had been sitting there for quite some time, and then they just went and they just slammed it down on the thing.
Food. You got prison
and
food.
then they covered it. And then they would come around and they would like, do you want gravy or salt and pepper? And I'm just like, yeah, I'll take it all, because this is this the dinner? Like, is this what we're doing here? I didn't eat much of it, but I'm going to tell you right now, it wasn't fine dining like you would think. And then after dinner was done, we were like, okay, so like, what's the do now? But all the head people had already left. So the Weston Bayshore or wherever we were had to basically escort people out. They were like, party's done. Like
in an hour and a half?
It was like everybody sat down, everybody ate, and then they were like, okay, like parties.
I like conned you guys on a Christmas dinner. I literally made
Christmas
money off of.
I'm not even kidding.
Christmas.
It was so shocking. I was like, is this what I paid $50 for? Like, is this serious? Are we serious?
And when have you ever heard of like a business, especially as rich as someone like that, making you pay to go to the company's Christmas party?
To go to the company Christmas party. And
bring all your people.
What an
I just find it
absolute
so
slime
funny.
bucket.
I know that they were already gone. Like it was like everybody ate their dinner and they were like, you guys, we really cheaped out on the fucking dinner. Let's get out of here before they see
think
it.
that was probably the plan the whole time. He made that deal with the West and he's like, look, I'll have these people in and out in an hour and a half. And then you can utilize the venue for later in the night with someone else. I'll give I'll pay half the price of what the venue would normally cost or a quarter and we'll be in and out.
And then we're going to head to our actual party.
Yeah. And then they took all that money that they made and they went and popped some bottles and caviar down the block.
Oh, so, okay. I got one more. It's short.
Karma gets that, man.
I was dating this girl for a while and she really knew me. She was really sweet. And I was working for TELUS Mobility. It was actually called Apex Wireless at the time. And he threw extravagant parties. Like he bought this hangar because he also owned a helicopter company and he moved all the helicopters and like put Christmas lights and stuff on them inside this Christmas party. And it was lit and he had like motivational speakers and we had like DJs. It was epic. And the gifts were insane. It was like, learn to drive a helicopter, like learn to fly one and then get hours under your belt or like, 60
I'm like, what's he recruiting for his helicopter company?
Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, okay. So they're about to do the call. It's like random ticketed for all these like amazing gifts. And I'm like, oh God, like I don't want to miss out, but like I really go to the bathroom. I doubt that I'm going to be one of the first people called. So I was like, hey babe, like, can you just grab me like whatever gift you think I would absolutely love, just grab it for me while I'm in the washroom. If it happens. I was like, or just yell my name if you get confused. And she's like, okay, I got this. So anyway, I go to the bathroom, I come back and there's a sander on the table. And I was like, did your name get called? And she was like, no, your name got called. She's like, look. And I was like, is that a sander? Like a hand palm sander? And she's like, yeah. Don't you love it? And I was like, why didn't you get me the fucking helicopter lesson or the TV or anything? The iPad, the iPhone. Like I had like a meltdown. I was like, the fucking sander? You got me a fucking sander? Long story short, I used that sander till it died, literally. It was probably the best gift ever.
Yeah. It was in your heart after all.
She knew.
Crazy town. Yeah, I've never worked at anywhere like the education system or preschools or things like that. They don't have the deep pockets for Christmas gifts. That way. But like when I think about, like just even the fact that they'll take us for a nice dinner and like all that stuff, I'm like, that's like a pretty good because they don't make a lot of money, right? But no, these Christmas parties would be pretty epic. I need to get on a friends list of one of these Christmas parties.
I'm like, I have
Jim Pattison.
Poopersons
coming up, but my family's in town, so I don't know if I'm going to go. But if I do, Chris rented out the entire Good Coast, so all the games are free. Like,
what?
He just rented out the whole arcade.
Oh, genius!
Just bring me and just say I'm your tech person that you've hired.
Yeah. Yes,
I technically work
as a centaur.
Yeah.
I want to be in the middle.
I'm kind of hoping my parents, oh my God, my mom and my sister will go to bed early that night because the party doesn't start till 8. So I was like, maybe I'll check out, but we'll see. We will see.
Just drug them.
Okay, what? If you guys, I just started laughing, not but what I was going to ask, but what one of my preteens that I work with, she's 12 or 13, going on like 19. She says to me yesterday, all right, don't tell my parents. I know there's no Santa. I said, oh yeah. And she goes, but I still want to get Santa gifts and I also don't want to ruin it for them. So I'm just going along with him like, this is what I want from Santa. And then she said, yeah, I want to ask for like one of those iPads where you can like write on it and stuff with the little pen thing. And I went, oh, cool. And she goes, but then I thought, you can't really ask that from Santa, genuinely thinking it's going to come there. Because if you genuinely believe in Santa, what is his house like 7,000 years old? You can't really ask for something modern.
But he's all knowing. So
she's just like saying this so casual. I was just dying. You know,
he's having a time.
Is he really going to give me that? He lives in a 7,000-year-old house. Is he really able to? If I'm really going with logical, this pie, I really got to commit to what I believe in. So my question is, if you were one of Santa's if you worked in the North Pole at Santa's workspace, shop, home, any of it, what would be your job there? What would you likely be hired to do there?
I'd probably fix the bicycles as they came off the off of the row. I'd probably be a bicycle fixer.
Okay, but why are they need to be fixed? They're brand new.
You know, because sometimes they come off like quality control. You know what I mean? And they're
I
oh,
see.
That elf really, you know, he did his best. There was 10,000 bikes made today, and 2 of them accidentally the chain came off, which happens. You know what I mean? So you got to fix the chain and the sprockets, and you got to move things around. And I would still continue to do what I do, I think, but in Santa World and smaller. I would be smaller. I'd be very good looking too.
Oh,
I know.
You know what? You already are, kid. You already are, kid.
You cute.
Merry Christmas.
Master Coco.
New helmet.
Yeah.
I needed to let the ears breathe, so I did a little
more comfort.
I'm surprised you didn't fall over backwards with that giant helmet on the back of your head. You look like Kool-Aid Man.
I'm pretty sure that I have elf ears now because they were folded the entire time. They feel weird and have no circulation, and I didn't even know if that was a possibility in life.
Oh my! Anything for the show. God bless you.
Yeah, I would be Master Coco. Be like, anybody want some Coco?
Oh, what? Oh, why did we? I don't know if I'm missing something or it was sexy. You're a sexy thing on the Santa's shop. You were like,
sexy.
And I'm like, what did that mean? What is that?
Hot chocolate, baby.
Happening?
I know, but why hot? Because it's like hot chocolate.
I think I was trying to make it like, because sugar is the fuel reference, but it just wasn't.
Oh, that's why I was like, you're usually doing puns. That's why I was like, I feel like I'm missing it, but it could just be you trying to bring some sex appeal to Santa's workshop, which is weird because it's a kid's thing.
It's true. It's true.
That's why I was like, which way we going here? Because I want more information.
Yeah, no, I think they clearly need somebody that makes quality hot chocolate. And I don't drink a ton of hot chocolate, but I do really enjoy hot chocolate. Like when you have one and it's proper. Laurie, you don't?
Oh no, I was giving the look of like there is something mind-blowing. I've got served a proper hot chocolate that it was like melted chocolate mixed with hot chocolate, or the mix, I guess. It was out of control at my aunt's. It was like, and she gave it to me in like the tiniest little cup, and I was like, who do you think you're serving to? Like, why do I have this miniature cup? But then when I was drinking it, I was like, oh, that's why, because it's diabetes in a mug. But it is bananas good. But you're literally just sipping on melted chocolate.
Oh
yeah,
yummy.
I had the most mind-blowing one at Chocolate Tofino the last time I was out there, and they call it the elixir. And then I learned why they call it that. And it's just like in this gorgeous little thing in the chocolate shop, and it's insane. I'm pretty sure I sold 8 of them behind me because I was waiting for Gav that was getting something else, and his was taking longer, and I had a sip, and I was just like, holy shit, this is the best thing of my life.
Having an orgasm as you stood there.
Please. Like,
yeah. Yes, motherfucking Coco.
Oh, honestly, though, and you know me, when I'm excited about something, I continue to rave. So I was just like, this is just the best thing of my life. Da-da-da. So everyone got the cocoa after that.
I'll have what she's having.
You would for sure be that girl. You would be that girl. Yeah. You have a whole house. Go to the cocoa girl.
My job would be, I feel like, the hype man. So I would be the one that's like, guys, this is amazing. Let's have some music. What are we doing here? And I would just get everybody's energy up, keep them positive, keep them feeling good, keep it moving, have talks. You look, I know you're working hard, but you know what? It's moving a little slow here. Little Giselle the elf, having tough talks. But then also like, but let's get it going in a great fun way. And then like crank the music again. I feel, because I was thinking I'm not good at fixing things, building things. I shouldn't be in upper management in any capacity. And so I was just like, not yet. Not yet. Maybe one day, but not yet.
You're working, you're leading up to it.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, that's a big job. It's exhausting. And I was like, that's where I can help. I can make sure it's less exhausting and that your energy is constantly being picked up.
Give me the chat. I'm Giselle. I'm working on this rocking horse for 10,000 years. Oh, I'm just so tired. What am I doing with my life?
Giselle,
what would you say?
Giselle, I know this feels like you've been here so many times, thousands of times. But you know what, Giselle? There is little Timmy, Detroit, and he is just waiting to wake up with a little joy in his heart. It's been a tough year for Tommy, whatever I named him. And you know what? When this rocking horse comes out, flooded with joy, and that's what you do. That's what you do in this world. You bring joy. And you know what? 10,000 years of joy. That's a big life, tiring life, but a big life. Do you feel as though you can make just one more horse from here? And then what does Giselle say?
Yes, Laurie.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You don't know how hard this job is.
I'm going to get cocoa.
I don't think you're listening to me, lady. I'm done. And then I'm like,
K-tape. I've been standing here for ages.
Yeah.
My hair's falling out.
Take Giselle to her cage.
Where do you think the elves go when they retire?
What's that?
Where do you think the elves go when they retire?
They never age.
They never age.
Never retire.
They're like,
so they are trapped in misery for their entire life. They're in a cult. Let's be honest. They are in a cult.
Yeah, it's a cult environment, unfortunately.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe I don't want to be a cult.
You're a cult leader.
I'm a cult. I don't want to be the hype man for a cult. Giselle, I will meet you at 7:00 and I will get you out of here.
The secret door is to the Cocoa House.
Yeah, you're doing great, Giselle. And then low key, I'm just like 7:00 by the reindeer.
Let's go.
I'm gonna get you out of here once and for all.
That's it. That's what you are.
That's what I am.
Person.
Yes.
That's what I am.
That is so you in your jockey outfit right now. We
that
came full
feels
circle.
More fitting. Thank you.
All right, friends. You get to attend one holiday dinner. This isn't just any holiday dinner. This is from your favorite Christmas movie. So I don't know. Are you gonna have pizza with the McAllisters? Are you gonna go to Whoville with the Grinch? Where are you going to spend your classic Christmas holiday dinner? Because almost every Christmas movie has a Christmas dinner. And I need to know why you chose them. Laurie, I'm going to be surprised if you don't pick what I think you should pick.
I know. Everything tells me that I want to eat what the elf ate with his spaghetti and the M&Ms and the syrup. That's what I'm like,
elf? Oh.
Because
it's the maple syrup for sure.
Just love sugar. That's it. Yep. That's the
you do.
All of it. But here's the thing: what might trump that moment? Because the spaghetti kind of gets in the way. Even though I love this spaghetti, which also turns out I read that he threw up a couple times during that scene. They should have called me in. I could have been a pitch hitter. But they the cartoon Grinch. Where they're like, I know Dahu Forest is at the end. Dahu Forest. It's the scene where they're like on all their little like bike gadgets and stuff, and all the food's coming into the tables.
Oh yeah.
The original one. And it's like they're like flamblooskits and bliskits and blonks and brskits and all the food's just on a what is it called? Like the little treadmill table. I don't know.
Conveyor.
But anyways. Yeah, food comes on in, endless amounts of food. And so I feel as though that's my ticket. It's just like the endless buffet of food. Would be
I love that. That's so genius. You love food, you love snacks. That is you. I love it. Food. I just love it.
Thank you.
And you look like a who. I'm going to be honest. You look like Lucy Liu grew up, or what's her name? Louie Lou?
Well,
totally.
I feel
Cindy
like
Lou Who.
Krissy looks like Cindy Lou Who, but I feel as though for sure my personality belongs in Whoville.
You are a who. Both of you guys are who's.
You are a who.
Hada who.
Hada who.
You know, I'd really love to be a who too. But I actually prefer Max. I really like Max. I wish I could hang out with him all the time.
Max is the best.
He's the best.
You know, I feel like my family's more of like a National Lampoon on any dig, you know, like the shitter's full, you know, it's like that. what Christmas would I want to be a part of? I do like a good wholesome family. Yeah, like a dinner come together. Okay, so there was this movie called The Family Man with Nicolas Cage, and I'm very
Yes.
horny for the actress that's in it. I can't remember. Is it Leon?
I remember.
I've never
Something
seen
or other.
this movie. Shocker for
Okay,
everyone.
so basically he like gets two options in life. He gets to go one way, which leads him to like success as a lawyer, and he like lives alone and Christmas is nothing to him. And then the other option is he stays with I think her name is, I can't remember her name. I think it's Kate. It's Kate in the movie. He gets to go with Kate and he has two kids and the most perfect family ever. And they have like this really sweet family dinner where he like sells tires with his grandfather and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, he ends up choosing the famous life where he wants to be rich. But in like a moment of Christmas cheer, whoever does it, the universe says, you get to spend time with this family to see what it's all about. And he ends up going and choosing to be with the family. And it's so sweet. They have like the sweetest Christmas ever because they're just a big loving family.
I'm gonna watch that movie again this year. I haven't seen it in like probably 15 years.
Well, I freaking hate Nicolas Cage, but that one is like a total slay.
Weirdly redeemed himself in a
total
weird way. There's that
Yeah.
movie that he like makes fun of himself in.
Oh,
like
good. I love that.
That's why I was like, oh man, you kind of redeemed yourself. It's like,
which one is that?
I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the guy is a super fan of him, but everyone's like, but why? And he's like, yeah, why? Why are you like, and it's this, they go on this like crazy adventure together, and it like kind of, he satires himself.
I love that.
Like, and disaster. Why would you like, but you're like, okay. Yes. All right. I gotta watch that. He does have some really good movies, but it's his hairline for me. It was the fact that he like married his 20-year-old nanny for me.
Sometimes people go younger, let's not judge them.
You and Nicolas Cage, Richelle.
Okay, maybe I don't love him. Maybe he's my idol. I don't know.
Yeah, you're like, I feel like
trailblazer.
Right?
Well, I'm going to have a way less wholesome Christmas than you folks. I don't know if you've seen the fine educational film Harold and Kumar Christmas.
Yeah.
But
not yet.
Oh, it's a treat. It also was released in 3D originally, which I did see it in the theater at the time. It's funny, I haven't seen a lot of movies, but I refuse to watch. I only like stupid movies. Like terrible comedies is my niche, like the worst of the worst. Love it. Here for it. It's ridiculous. And
everyone has their people. This is proof right here.
Yeah.
You just got to find your people.
Exactly. And
everyone's
also,
got an
I know that I'm a bit of a stoner. So I feel like our Christmas would just consist of like smoking some J's and eating White Castle burgers and laughing our faces off, basically. So that's going to be, and Neil Patrick Harris is in that one, which I feel like he's just a wild ride.
Right.
He is a wild ride. He is. He's just young forever, isn't he? Isn't that guy just young forever?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great one. Like just a little spin-off question before we head out. What are you most looking forward to this Christmas? Like a very specific event or experience or?
My brother's here for it, and I haven't had Christmas with him his whole life.
Oh wow. My God.
Yeah. So 19 years old, he moved in with me. He's living in my living room on a blow-up mattress until we can afford a 2-bedroom. And we are we're starting like a new Christmas tradition where I finally get to have him with me. And we got like Christmas PJs and we're getting a little tree.
That.
Yeah. I love that. It's cool.
Very exciting.
Special.
Yeah. Very excited.
Well, I guess twofold for me. It's not on actual Christmas, but my mom and my sister are coming out to Vancouver, and my sister has only been out once in the 8 years that I've lived out here. So we have they're only here for 5 days or 6 days and are cramming in so many of the holiday things that I love out here, like the Van Dusen, the Capilano, all the different holiday lights. So I think it's going to be really nice for the three of us to make those memories. Rarely, just through life circumstances, are we all in the same place at the same time. I don't get that a lot. And also, I haven't been home, quote unquote, for Christmas for 8 years. I don't have a childhood home anymore. I have no space that feels like that. And so them like coming here, I think will give me a good dose of that. And then I guess we'll find out and see. But like Gav and I always go to a super rustic cabin every Christmas. Ella Fitzgerald, mulled wine on a wood stove.
Oof.
Like mulled wine on a wood stove is like, ugh,
Next
the
level.
smell of it, everything. Yeah. It's just magic.
You guys
Mine
are
is Van Dusen Garden. I love Van Dusen Garden. I just
good.
like that to me now officially kind of here is like, oh, it's Christmas. And then we might be joining Krissy and Gav for this rustic cabin adventure. And so, well, very likely actually.
I keep telling her just how rustic so that she's prepared.
But that's part of its charm.
But it is
like that's the
charm.
That's like, and again, I'm like, I hate being cold, but at the same token, you just dress super warm. Like I'm used to Christmases at home in Saskatchewan where it's -40 and we still make it outside and go sledding and do stuff. And you just dress to the nines so that you're just not cold. And so it's part of that charm is just like, you're really outside. Like the bonus is if you do have the warmth of the fire for a while, but you're just kind of like always, it sounds like putzing around outside, and which like what a cool experience. I'm hoping it snows.
I will say Van Dusen, I have a funny quick side story here. Well, maybe it's not funny, it's gonna make me sound like a dick, but we had 2 years when I moved out here where we got an insane amount of snow for Vancouver. It was record breaking. I know this because I worked in weather at the time, and it snowed and then it was like completely frozen on the top. So it was that very like when your foot punches through and it's really deep, like that layer of ice. But because of that, at Van Dusen, it was magical. The lights were reflecting off the ice on the snow. People that lived out here had never seen it like that in that capacity. And so there was like this row of photographers taking photos that I saw after I did this. I got so excited because I saw this tree and the lights and this bench. And in my mind, little Instagrammer asshole, I was like, I want a photo of myself on that bench by that tree. So I hopped the fence and ran across the fresh, crisp snow. The fresh, crisp snow that people were time-lapsing the light show across the way.
Oh no.
For their shot. And I ruined not only just their shot in the moment, but like now my footprints were all over the pristine moment that they had captured. Like I fucked it up for everybody. So
did they say anything to you? Were they like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah.
And that's how you knew, probably, because otherwise you probably would have been like, oh, I had no idea.
It was like main character syndrome. Like in my world, I was the only one that existed for a moment.
Right.
And then I had to own that. And I was like, so sorry, I ruined Christmas. Which, you know what? I'm sure I'm somewhere on Reddit, like flagged where they're like, look at this asshole. So I need to own that.
Yeah. We have our moments, man.
You know what else you
and
do,
it was like the
Krissy, that's
realization.
amazing?
I was like, oh,
yeah.
fuck.
I get customer calls. Like I literally get customers sometimes because they're like, the only reason I've chose you as a motorcycle shop is because there is a picture of somebody's ass on your website. And it's Krissy mooning out of the van. Yeah. They're like, we chose you because of that. And I was like, yes. It is the essence.
Everybody has their audience.
You know what's great too is like in my former life, I would have been like, oh God, don't post that anywhere, da-da-da. But like now, I'm just like, sun's out, baby.
Why not, man?
I love it.
You just went off-roading with the Motovation Podcast, hosted by Laurie Joy Kingwell and myself, Krissy Vann.
And of course, a special thank you to Richelle from True Get Moto.
Whoop, boss it.
Never miss an episode by hitting like or subscribe. Connect with us on Instagram at Motovation Podcast and visit our website at themotovation.com. And in the meantime, full tags, full throttle.
I think this is good though. It's like healthy, you know? Like people will be like, oh my God, I don't floss.
supposed to be so hard not to laugh to get through this intro.